Today we're going to be mastering the 3 scariest ballet moves: Brisé volley, Italian fouettes, and the so dreaded hops on point. Let's do it. Can I get rid of the makeup now, please?
Fine.
Thanks. Oh, much better now. At least I don't look that scary. I promise I'm never that scary. And so you don't have to be these exercises and these steps that we're going to be working on today. As an adult ballet dancer especially, you might have heard these steps popping up, especially when you're moving forward a little bit more and your classes are becoming a little bit more advanced. But Brisé volleys, Italian fouettes, and even hops on point will become second nature if you really listen carefully to what we're going to be saying today. So for the Brisé volleys, we will be talking about how the coordination works and especially what muscles we need to concentrate on. Once you master this, you will be jumping like a little bluebird. P.S. They will know what it means because it's in a ballet. For the Italian fouettes, we are going to concentrate on how we move in the space, what we need to think about, and especially how to break down an Italian fouette for easy understanding, but especially easy execution. And for our hops on point today, we are going to be super light. We're going to think about being like little cats jumping around. And I've got a few tricks for you that will make those hops on point super easy, and you're going to be floating on point rather than hopping on point. Let's get working. Let's start working with our Brisé volleys. Brisé volleys is a jump, and I know that we want to make it look nice and flawless and especially strong, and that it flows around the room rather than just plonking down. So something that we need to think about right away is coordination, our core activation, and our supporting leg, which is at the end of the day the one that is making us jump. So by thinking about coordination, something that you can start doing right away is, without the jumping, getting into your brisé. So imagine you've done your brisé, your first Brisé volley, and the only coordination that happens is this, yeah? And you come back, and you go over, and you come back. So by thinking about the 2 opposite muscles, yeah, coordination going forward and back, that's what's going to make the jump happen. Also remember that in the Brisé volley, your highest jump is when you're pretty much at the back, yes? So thinking about the coordination, something you can do is repeat 100 times this movement, which will encourage your supporting leg to go up and down, like in the jump, really working into that deep plie that will help you react, yeah, into the jump, the coordination of the body. And also something that we can start working on is heels starting here. Think about going into your first Brisé. Don't do it. Do a little Brisé jump. And then you go little hop, little Brisé. Yeah? Still thinking about that landing. Very important. This is your magic leg. Yes, it will support you all the way. And then you come back, little jump. And Brisé, yeah? Little jump, core, leg, little Brisé, yeah? And then after that, you can put it all together. So you think about this coordination, the beating of the leg, and especially how the body moves in relation to your legs. So remember, this 20 times coordination with jump, land, jump, land, jump, land, jump, land, yeah, on both sides, on both legs, although we always love doing it only on one side. And then our beating of the leg really thinking about the inside thighs. So putting it all together, we can then think about the Brisé land, and then jump, up, up, Brisé land. And again, Brisé land, Brisé land, yes? So that will give you control on the actual step. Let's move on to our Italian fouettes, because they are simple in a way, but I know that to make them look good, we required quite a lot of attention and strength and being meticulous about things. So for example, when I started learning about Italian fouettes, I like to break down things. And I always thought about Italian fouettes as done in threes. Well, obviously you've got your preparation, you've got the first position, the second, and the third. So by reminding yourself that you need to hit those three positions every single time, you know that the most beautiful Italian fouettes is happening. So for instance, let's just think about where to focus. Some people like to take the head up to where the hand is going, yeah? Some others love it to be at the front. Whatever it is, whatever you decide, whatever you feel more comfortable with, do it. But be precise and do it every single time the same way. The second one is turning it to the back without really showing too much of your bum bum to the audience. And then the third one is thinking heel, head, yeah? So it's the same principle as a pirouette. At the end of the day, it's called fouette, which means that you're whipping around, yes? So think about the 1, the 2, and the 3 happening. The second very important thing that we need to think about is the work of our supporting leg. As you can see, supporting leg is a very recurrent thing, and we need to be able to strengthen it and to work it as much as possible, yes? So thinking about the glutes, the plie, what's happening to the calf and the work of the foot, yes? So thinking about our supporting leg, we know that we're starting with a plie, very nice, exaggerate this plie because it's going to be the beginning of your Italian fouette. So plie is coming here, and then you're whipping, so thinking about coming through first, Cameraman to the back side, and then coming around, staying up. So try to break down where the plie is and where the up onto demi or a point is. Be very meticulous with these steps because it's gonna make it or break it. Meaning, some people just like to whip around. I don't find it interesting. I find it interesting when you find the beauty into showing the line and the positions into the surprise, I'm back here, look at this beautiful position, rather than going whip and whip and whip. So be meticulous, think about your plies and where you're standing and break it in threes. 1, 2, 3. And every time hit that position and make a picture for the audience to remember. Right, let's get on to our hops on point. But before we do that, remember that my Get Ballerina Fit plan is right there for you to help you strengthen exactly the muscles that you need to achieve this beautiful steps in ballet. If you want to be a stronger dancer, if you want to be meticulous and working exactly on what you need to improve your ballet skills, the Get Ballerina Fit is a free download that you can download in the description box right below. But let's keep on going, put your shoes on and we'll work on hops on point. All right, let's talk about our hops on point, which I know at the very beginning can be scary and they hurt and you don't know where to start and they look impossible to do. But rather than thinking of hops on point, I always thought about it as a really little shuffle on point. So it kind of takes away the pressure of having to really jump on them. So we don't need that much force. The only thing that we need is a lot of strength on our quads and Very important, we never point our feet on point for hops. Okay, so by starting, even just being on top of your point, comfortable position. If this is the first time you are attempting the hops on point, start by doing this, yeah? So you're basically just kind of balancing on the block of the, it's a bit of a funny move, but balancing on the block, and the block stays there every time, almost like you're about to fall down this way. So what we don't want to do is to either fall this way or that way, or even going over the point. So every time hopping on point, think about bending from our ankles. Think about, as we said, as a little shuffle, but as well as, you know, cats and dogs, when they're walking, they never really walk on the whole foot. They always kind of walk on the knuckles, and that's where their line breaks, yes? So it's the same thing for us. So by starting with two feet here, think about your plies, yeah, as the little cat that goes shuffle, 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 bending from our hips, the knees and the ankles really helps us kind of land, yeah? The thought behind this is almost like whenever you're jumping, you're not jumping through the whole foot. We are jumping halfway. That's why I think about the shuffle. That's why I think about landing slightly before. So whenever we plie, yeah, we jump, we land slightly before. Jump and land slightly before, jump and land slightly before. Almost like a little shuffle. Yes, rather than going, I gotta jump on point. Tip number 2, if we're attempting hops on one foot, the principle is still the same, yes? So we are shuffling, we're not jumping. So thinking about our little kitty doggy position of the ankles, yes, very strong ankles, really strong metatarsal underneath, super control bum, super control quads. If we're attempting the ones on point, on, for example, our little ronde jambes on point, Giselle-like. Shuffle is always there. Don't think of going sideways. Sideways, you lose the leg. And most of the time what happens is that we go out this way. So thinking about your corset, thinking about our fourth, almost like a karate position, yeah? We're going over that side. It's not in front, yeah? It's not at the side, which we lose everything. It's slightly in front, yeah? Coordination. Hop land, hop land, hop land, hop land, hop land, hop land, hop land. Core, leg, ankle. This is the very important part that you need to concentrate on. Don't look down. We want to look over wherever we are going. Thinking about this time, alignment is where the top of the point is, yeah? It's not over the other side. It's right on top of our point, just like a normal balance. So, strong quad, strong kitty ankle, core engage, little shuffle, not into second, not forward. Because otherwise we go rolling, yeah, rather than ballet. Again, think about the shuffle every time. Let's do it together. Again, I know that we always prefer one leg to another. Sometimes try to practice on the other side. It might not be as coordinated as your main leg, but we can try it so to be even. But yeah, and we go hop, 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 looking over there. And then you can do whatever you want with everything at the top. Yes? Coolio. Mwah. Very well done. And I promise you, in these 3 exercises, Don't move, I won't move. It kind of scary things happening at the lights and just falling apart. I won't move, I didn't move, I was just kind of... Okay.
Bloopers!
Bloopers.